Now, how does someone know when it's time to stop that pushing through and actually begin healing internally?
Yeah. And because we live in a society that, at least in terms of Western society, that rewards pushing through. Stoicism, the Nike just do it. We get a lot of messaging that says, go, 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 don't give up. And, and so that sign of, do I push through? Do I tend to myself? Do I go internal? I would say if you're even contemplating that, it's a sign to say, tend to the internal. And if anyone, watching or listening to this is anything like me, who I'm a recovering, productivity, I don't want to use the word addict because that's not quite, accurate, but, it's hard. It's really, really hard for me to slow down and stop, even though I know, wow, it would probably be incredibly beneficial for me to do some nervous system regulation. It takes 3 or 4 minutes. That's all it takes. And yet I still have difficulty finding the time to do that. I'm going to give a quick metaphor. There was a time period in which I was trying to train for a marathon. Never did it, but I believed that in order to train for a marathon, that I needed to run 26 miles every time I trained in order to be ready for the 26-mile run. After consulting with the professionals, I discovered that my training technique was absolutely incorrect. That you don't ever during the training period run 26 miles. The most you ever run, I think, is either 21 or 22 miles. And you run for 5 and then you walk for 1. You run for 5 and you walk for 1. And then you build your miles. So you go 2 miles and 4 miles and 6 miles and 7 miles and 13 miles. And then you back up and you do 9 miles. The same is true in our professional lives. You can't run 26 miles the entire time. So you do bursts and then you pause. You do a burst and you do a pause. So that's just one technique in terms of if you're anything like me, where it's like, I can't stop, but I can pause. And so that's giving me access to tools to mourn, to regulate my nervous system, and to go internal and take care of myself without abandoning the things that are important to me.
Sure. Can you walk us through one practical step from the RISE process that listeners could begin applying immediately?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go back to that first step of R, of recognize the loss. And the first thing that I want to just share in terms of context of recognizing the loss is that there are two types of grievers. Well, probably three, because sometimes it's a combination of two. That there are head grievers and there are heart grievers. And frequently in Western society, we have a mistaken belief that, Joe, you should be talking about your feelings. You should be emoting. Let's see some tears. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Talking too much, crying too much. You should be over it by now. So there are some mixed messages, but there's an expectation that you are going to talk about your feelings in order to be able to mourn your loss properly. And that's valid and important. Being with your feelings is really, really critical. But there are also people who are head grievers, and I'm putting that into quotes, who grieve by taking action. They mourn by doing something, setting up a foundation, fixing a fence, that type of thing. So when recognizing one's loss, I just wanted to flag that you may have different ways of seeing this based on whether you're a head griever or a heart griever. And that whatever way that you grieve is A-okay, that there's no one right way to do this. One of the tools that we use in recognizing the loss is to create a timeline of the highs and the lows in one's careers. And so that's one really, I'm going to put simple in quotes, a simple and easy step to take in order to begin to recognize what were the wins and the losses within my professional life. And then I'll give you a little preview for the second step is once you create that timeline is then to look at the losses and then begin to articulate and identify what are the visible losses and then what was the hidden loss. So that job title that I had of Senior Vice President Drama Development, the hidden part of that was that I was attached to the prestige of that title. It felt like I was somebody, and so
Sure.
that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're starting to explore.